What's up everybody, it's your boy, the guy who made a gold farm in Minecraft not too long ago, just that here. This is pretty much a video that I was gonna talk about at some point, but this is a video on why I just don't drink or I don't do drugs. Now, I stated it a while back that I don't really do drugs, but I'll just pretend like I do drugs. Like for example, I was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 and someone asked me what I was on, and I pretty much told them I was on cocaine and started proceeding to do a line of cocaine. That was hot.
What the fuck are you on, son?
I'm on some crack, dude. Oh, I gotta take another whiff of my cocaine. But in actuality, I was just taking my debit cards, spanking it on the table, and making snort sounds. Sometimes I like to play an advanced version of chicken butt, which means trying to get your opponent to say what by any means necessary. Which means I go off the cuff and just say the most like unhinged random shit that has never been produced by any other man. To put it simply, I think Leonardo da Vinci would be amazed on how many words I connect forward together. Either that or you'd just be pissed off or some shit, I don't know. But to be honest and to not play an advanced version of chicken butt, I think alcohol and drugs is really bad for you, and if you don't know how to control it, it will fuck up your life. And a lot of reasons I know that's a fact, and something that's just not coming out of my ass. When I was growing up, I used to have an uncle and a couple of cousins who used to snort Xanaxes. And they didn't do it subtly, they did it right in front of my face, practically. Because what they'll do, they'll go in their little holes and they'll snort it, and then they'll come out there with everybody else being like a complete nuisance. Pretty much act like complete asses. I had one cousin before who was actually pretty set in life. He had a truck, he had a job, he had money, and once he got on Xanaxes, all that just went away. He went from having a good start in life to stealing shoes at Walmart. I still have a cousin now who is absolutely addicted to drinking alcohol, and every time when they get a hold of one beer, they always get fucking drunk. Honestly, if it was out of sight, out of mind, I would not really care, but what happens is they get drunk and they act stupid in front of everyone. And you would think being in that kind of environment, you think it would be very bad for me. It turned out to be the exact opposite. I realized at a young age, if I ever got on alcohol, if I ever did drugs, if I did anything in that field, I was going to ruin my life. I always kind of said this to myself. If I was ever going to ruin my life, I would like to do it while I'm fully aware and sober. And for a little bit of my life, I kind of grown a stigma from people who drink alcohol or do drugs. I just didn't like people who drunk or did drugs around me, which you really cannot blame me because I had 5 different examples pointing to me that it's bad. It's only when I turned 21 and I talked to my friends, I talked to my family about it, I started to kind of loosen up on like this kind of stigma I had. And so I kind of changed my no alcohol to a social drinker, which for me social drinking meant drink a beer to fit in and look normal. And when I turned 21, I went ahead and drank a Corona. And in my head I kind of thought, well, I'm turning 21, there's only one time I'm 21, so I might as well try it. Let me tell you, Corona tastes like piss. I am so fucking shocked to this day that people get addicted on like alcohol in general, and they drink piss. It tastes like piss. And one of my friends said, he's just like, oh dude, all you gotta do is just put a lime in it. And I'm like, how is a lime gonna defuse the piss flavor from the Corona? And maybe that's just my lack of knowledge with alcohol. That could be the case, but I just doubt it. It makes more sense to be addicted to Dr. Pepper, because you know why? Because Dr. Pepper tastes good. When it comes to beer, there's really no taste, there's really just no flavor or benefit, except drink a couple of them and you feel comfortable about your existence. So for a while, I started to experiment on alcohol, and I sometimes would drink cinnamon toast, liquor or whatever, which still tastes like 80% rubbing alcohol. Still don't get it. And for a while there, my mother would drink wine and I would drink wine with her. And that's when I kind of started to realize something really I didn't really like. Every day when I got off work, I would always drink a wine. But not because I liked it, mostly because I would mix Mountain Dew Code Red with it. I also didn't like that I was drinking daily. To me, it was red bells that something was going to happen. I was very uncomfortable with that. And one day I kind of said, you know, I'm only drinking this wine mostly because it has Code Red in it. Why don't I just stop drinking wine and just drink Code Red? And that's what I did. And after that, my whole thought changed on social drinking. It's mainly because nowadays I've kind of went down this avenue. Why am I going to be something that I'm not? I wear clothes that I want to wear, which is a messy t-shirt and basketball shorts. I usually always wear my worn out work boots because I just think they kind of work. I mean, I don't know what to say, they just work. Hell, I've had shirts that had 3 or 4 big holes in them and I still wear them because they're comfortable. To me, that's my version of comfortable. And yeah, sure, I know that, you know, I gave you that description. You're probably thinking in your head, he's like, man, just that must look like a real hobo. And you're right. The way I dress doesn't give me any benefits, especially in the dating market. It's mainly because I feel like myself when I wear my clothes, and to me that's what I aim for, just being myself. Me, the way I wear my clothes, it's speaking to kind of, I'm not trying to win you over with some bullshit, I'm just here. If you want to talk to me, talk to me. If you don't want to talk to me, fuck off. And you're probably saying just that, why the fuck are you talking about clothes? I thought we was talking about drugs and alcohol. It's because right when I started doing stuff like that, I realized really no one doesn't give a fuck. And so I started asking the question, so why do I social drink if no one doesn't give a fuck? And so I stopped social drinking and stopped drinking beer all entirely because I realized I just don't like it. I'm not going to force myself to drink it. And that's pretty much the complete history of it. Nowadays I don't drink alcohol and I've never really done drugs any. And there's no way in hell you can dare me to do one. And yeah, people drink beers casually. And I get it, you know, sometimes you just need something to ease the pain or to unload after a stressful day. But to me, I just think it's the wrong way to go about things, and it's just not for me. And that's pretty much it. And before I go, I'm gonna be working on the part 2 of the Scooby-Doo video somewhere this weekend. And I mostly aimed it around this weekend so I'd have like a good head start on it. Instead of putting my whole mind and soul into that one video, I'm just gonna keep what I've been doing and just post videos weekly while I'm still working on it. And that's mainly because I just don't want my channel to look like a desert again, with no new content for 2 weeks. I hope you understand that, and other than that, like, comment, subscribe, skiddly bobbity boop. I'm out.